I'm Mike DeSepoli, and welcome back to the Ask the Advisor show, brought to you by Heritage Financial Advisory Group. Today we want to discuss with you the new stimulus package out of Washington, D.C., aimed at stemming some of the economic and financial damage associated with the coronavirus. Bill was passed late last night in the Senate. We'll move over to the House of Representatives on Friday and hopefully get a vote of support, bipartisan support, and pass that bill into law. So some details on the stimulus package. We know there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of discussion about what would be in and what would be out, which industries would be supported and which ones wouldn't. So today we're going to give you some of the specifics. So first, it's called the CARES Act, which is pretty ironic. Congress only took about 7 days to work this thing out, but at least they care about the country, so to speak, right? So there's a lot in this, okay? It's about $2.2 trillion in total money in this package, broken down into many different ways. So first, we'll give you some of the highlights. So first, for big business. Big business, will get about $500 billion. This money can be used to back loans and assistance to companies, including $50 billion for loans to the U.S. airline sector, as well as loans to state and local governments. Been a lot of discussion about this. Some people calling this a bailout of corporate America. And I think what it's important to remember is two things. Number one, this is a very different scenario than 2008. These companies did not get themselves into trouble through their own poor behavior. This came due to a hard stop from the U.S. government halting their operations. So very much different than 2008. And more importantly, many employees work for corporations. Corporations are nameless and faceless. They're made up of hundreds of thousands of employees. So if we let corporations die, we're letting employees fall by the wayside too. Small businesses, right? We care about small businesses. We are small business. We love small business. More than $350 billion in aid to small businesses. We believe this is going to be structured in a way where it'll be forgivable loans to small businesses if they if they keep the entirety of their staff on the payroll. So that's going to be the big caveat there. Businesses keep employees on payroll. They're going to have these loans forgiven. Obviously, that's going to do a lot to bring down the unemployment statistics. Hospitals, obviously the center of ground zero for the battle against the coronavirus. Hospitals will see $150 billion of a boost for them and other healthcare providers for equipment and supplies. So very happy to see this. We got to give our frontline workers everything they need and more right now in this time. For individuals, how much money, how much cash will you expect to get? This is the question on everybody's mind. Direct payments will be made to lower middle-class Americans, $1,200 for each adult, as well as $500 for each child. Now, this is going to be based on your 2018 tax return, the income levels that you showed for that year. It will be phased out at certain points, so consult with your accountant, CPA, or financial advisor if you're curious if and how much money is on its way to you. For the unemployed, we're going to increase unemployment insurance as well as extend it to 4 months. So what they're doing is extending the period of time people can stay on unemployment by an additional 4 months, as well as bolstering the weekly payment by up to $600 additional weekly. And also eligibility will be expanded to cover more workers. Now, restrictions on the business aid, right? Some of this corporate money that's going to save some of the corporations, bailout money, if you will, there's some restrictions on that. So any company receiving a government loan would be subject to a ban on buying back their own stock through the term of the loan plus 1 additional year. They would also have to limit executive bonuses and take steps to protect workers. So they're going to make sure that we're not going to give government money to some of these corporations and turn around and watch them buy back their own stock and increase their compensation. Transparency is also very important in this bill. The Treasury Department will disclose all loan terms to the companies that they give money to through forms of aid. And there will be an inspector general that will oversee, an independent inspector general will oversee this entire program. As well as there's a provision in here that no businesses owned by President Trump will receive any aid through this disaster relief bill. So that was important to many people on the Democratic side. They want to make sure that his hotels and properties around the country will get no aid from this. So this particular clause ensures that that will not happen. A couple other changes in regards to people's retirement accounts. Obviously, Congress knows this is a difficult time for many Americans that are cash strapped. So they want to make it more accessible for you to get to your funds in your retirement if you should need to. So what they will do, the first thing is they will defer any required minimum distributions that you might have to take. So for those of you under the current law, if you were over age 70 and a half and were not taking any money from your retirement accounts, the government would force you to take a certain percentage each and every year. Well, they're going to let you defer that this year. This way people don't have to draw down their investments in a time when they would prefer to have as much money in the market as possible. There will also be penalty-free withdrawals. So for those of you under 59 and a half, if you currently or under the previous statute, if you took money from your retirement plans, in addition to being taxable, it would be assessed with a 10% early withdrawal penalty. That is not going to be the case for the foreseeable future. They're going to allow you to tap your retirement monies, without penalty. And for those of you that may have loans on a 401k, they're going to allow you to defer payments on that loan payback for the rest of the year. So if you currently have a loan and you're paying it back, you can pause on those payments and pick it up in 2021. So there's a lot in this bill. Again, you know how things work on Capitol Hill. This could change. It has been passed by the Senate, but we'll see what the House thinks about it if they take it up tomorrow, Friday that is, vote on it, and hopefully pass it with bipartisan support. If you have any questions about any things we covered here, how it might apply to you, your business, or your family, please reach out to us. And as well as anybody out there with a small business having trouble during this time, please use us as a resource. You know, we deal in investment management and financial planning, but we have a lot to offer from perspective, advice, strategies, ways to help you navigate through this the best that we can. We love small business, we know small business, and we are small business. So we're here for you every step of the way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you back next time.